Hey Cowboys Nation, let's go for another round of news from America's team. Watch until the end so you don't miss any news and sign up to stay tuned for everything that comes out about the Cowboys.
Former GM names a surprise team that could be in QB market. The 2024 NFL Draft is less than a week away, which means that the rumor mill is in full effect. Fans and analysts alike continue to talk about the possibilities of this year's draft, wondering how everything will play out. Mike Tannenbaum recently appeared on Unsportsmanlike Radio on ESPN, where he discussed the upcoming draft, specifically, the quarterback market. He was asked about a team that would be a surprise in the quarterback market, a response that was surprising to his counterparts. Tannenbaum asked, "I love Dak Prescott, but would you rather have Dak Prescott at $60 million per year, or would you rather have Michael Penix Jr. at $3.4 million per year?" He indicated that, while Prescott is the better player at the moment, he isn't $55 million better than someone like Penix. Plus, the Cowboys already know what they have with Prescott, and they aren't necessarily sure what type of ceiling Penix has in the NFL. The Cowboys have been a great regular season team during Prescott's era, but for whatever reason, their success hasn't translated to the postseason. Adding in a new quarterback could be their ticket to an improved season, especially if they don't see a future with Prescott after 2024. Penix might not necessarily be the answer, but if the Cowboys find a rookie who can learn the ropes from Prescott this year and take over in 2025, it could be the best solution for all parties involved. Can the Cowboys finally shake this playoff curse next season, whether it's with Prescott or a new QB? The Cowboys should have signed joins another contender, again. Everyone knows the Dallas Cowboys need to upgrade the running back position. Maybe everyone except the front office in Dallas. Tony Pollard left in free agency as he signed with the Tennessee Titans on a 3-year, $21 million deal, leaving a gaping hole at tailback. They watched Derrick Henry sign elsewhere despite wanting to be a Cowboy. They watched Saquon Barkley sign with a different NFC East rival. They watched the Washington Commanders sign Austin Eckler. The Cowboys did finally make one addition, but it was underwhelming, to say the least. They signed Royce Freeman on a 1-year deal. Even after missing out on the top RBs, there were still better options on the market. And now one has found a new home. Cowboys news. Free agent J.K. Dobbins is heading to the Los Angeles Chargers according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. J.K. Dobbins has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Los Angeles Chargers. Both Freeman and Dobbins signed free agent contracts for 1 year, but there's clearly a better option of the two. It's Dobbins, and the Cowboys should have pounced. Dobbins has dealt with multiple injuries since entering the league in 2020. Including a torn ACL in 2021 and then a ruptured Achilles last season. Due to his injury concerns, of course, he was only going to fetch a 1-year, prove-it deal though, and on a cheap contract it's hard not to love the upside Dobbins can offer. Dobbins is a powerful ball carrier with some nice wiggle room in the open field. He may not have the breakaway speed, but he would have provided more of a spark than any of the tailbacks on the Cowboys roster. In 24 games across 3 seasons with the Baltimore Ravens, Dobbins tallied 1,347 rushing yards and 12 rushing scores. Meanwhile, Freeman has compiled 1,792 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns in 7 NFL seasons. In retrospect, Dobbins is the better player and Dallas missed out on a running back this offseason, again. Sources suggested price tag for Justin Jefferson will have impact on Cowboys' CeeDee Lamb. The Dallas Cowboys need to take care of CeeDee Lamb. He is among the best players on the team and being currently set to enter the final year of his contract, the option season of his rookie deal after having been a first-round pick in 2020, is not ideal. You want to reward your stars for stellar performances, and Lamb is coming off of literally the most statistically impressive season that a wide receiver has ever had in franchise history. As if that weren't enough reason to want to get a deal done with Lamb, he and the team are reportedly not close. There is also the market at his position in that it is seemingly a volcano on the verge of erupting. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Brandon Ayuk and Amon-Ra St. Brown are a handful of names that are all looking to get paid, and handsomely so. The Philadelphia Eagles, ever understanding of the finances of football, understand that getting deals done early is usually how you save in the long run, and locked up Devonta Smith earlier this week. The clock is ticking. A reported AAV for Justin Jefferson certainly impacts CeeDee Lamb. For the moment, Tyreek Hill of the Miami Dolphins holds the largest AAV of all wide receivers at $30 million. It is safe to say that in the relative blink of an eye that this is going to change. One projection from earlier in the offseason had Lamb receiving an extension that also saw him average $30 million per year. That feels a bit improbable given that $30 million is the current going rate, and these things are generally the next guy gets a little bit more proposition, but anything is possible. If and when another wideout beats Lamb to the punch, you can bet your bottom dollar, if you haven't thrown it in the Pay CeeDee Lamb fund, that his price will go up. On Thursday, The Athletic's Diana Rossini noted in their newsletter, Scoop City, that Justin Jefferson could fetch $32 million per year. Living in a hypothetical where this happens, the probability of locking Lamb down to $30 million per year just shrank in likelihood. This is why we are continually stressing that the Cowboys need to get this done. In a world where Jefferson goes first and draws an AAV of $32 million, then Lamb will be far from the only receiver who has representation raising their own price. Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle and the rest of the bunch will all rip up the offer sheet containing yesterday's price, as the status quo will have changed. You cannot present any rational argument against taking care of CeeDee Lamb and doing so as soon as possible, again, given the potential volatility at his position market specifically. If you are a proponent of the team extending Dak Prescott, then his is a situation of extreme importance as well, but there are not as many quarterbacks who stand to raise the price floor this particular offseason the way the phenomenon exists at wide receiver. Skip Bayless makes bold prediction about Cowboys next season. The Dallas Cowboys have had one of the NFL's most talented rosters over the last few years, but they have nothing to show for it. To make matters worse, they didn't make any significant moves this offseason, and some even feel they have had the worst offseason of any team, at least so far. Skip Bayless, who is well known as a die-hard Cowboys fan, outlined all of his team's issues right now and said his Cowboys will miss the playoffs this coming season while on his podcast. Not only have the Cowboys made only negligible additions in free agency this offseason, but they have three key players: quarterback Dak Prescott, wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, and pass rusher Micah Parsons, who are due for big contract extensions. Of the three, Prescott is the one many are talking about most as far as what his future may hold. Dallas is apparently trying to create enough salary cap room to keep all three, but the team also badly needs a serviceable starting running back. They have won 12 games in each of the last 3 seasons, but in the playoffs, Prescott failed to play up to his ability, resulting in them exiting early. There is now some speculation that owner Jerry Jones will simply let Prescott play out the final year of his contract, especially given all of his deficiencies in big games over the years. At the same time, the Philadelphia Eagles made big moves this offseason, including signing star running back Saquon Barkley, to Bayless' dismay, causing him to say they're by far the best team in the NFC East.